All right, all you devils. Happy Friday. Sam here with you. Oh, it's the 28th of January, and, well, I'm a little behind schedule. It's 2:30 for me. Oh, a couple of reasons. Had a little difficulty with my other machine. Was giving me some issues here. Kind of put me behind schedule, so I apologize, guys. The other is that we're just kind of thinking what I wanted to go over today. We've been dealing with this triangle for 6 months. Going into 7 months here. So the story's getting a little bit old here. And I mean, of course, I'm aware of that. Right? So the story's getting old for me to tell. But if we're going to do this, A to B, well, okay, we got a pretty good, interesting pivot down here. Now, of course, this is the Brave New Coin liquid index on the daily. So this is going to vary to your trading exchange, but this is a good reference, and I've been using this here since this, well, what I've been calling the world's greatest Elliott Wave, the greatest impulse structure here. This is a good reference when we look out here and get as much history as possible here. So with that ping, coming down here, made it fairly easy to say, well, it looks like that's a reasonable target. Well, of course, now if we're gonna stay with this, we're looking for that D, and if it's gonna hold this structure, we need to see a 3 come out of this, right, and then another 3 to come for the Y. This is really a tough one to count, right? We'll look at it, but the broader structure, to my eye, looks like a 3. I don't think it's impulsive, right? Now, of course, things can change, right, quickly, but right now, it's hard to say whether we have that pivot, and we're going to look at this on a smaller degree. But right now, the broader structure looks like a good 3. I need a 3 to come back towards the D. But I mean, this if you're looking for a trade, well, we're going from here, low 30s. Your target up here would be 50 to 52 to try and get that D. You can see the little consolidation here would be a reasonable target here where we paused before we broke down. So if we're coming back to something in that range, before we go down for the E, well, the most common, we talked about this a couple of times now, the most common relationship would be between the 50 and the 618. Well, the 618 would be the most common for a D wave relative to the C. So if we're coming anywhere in this range here, again, we call it 47 and change to 52, anywhere in that range is going to set it up nicely for the E wave. Here, now E is a bit of a wild card, can underthrow, overthrow. But you would, well, the broader point, you'd want to look for a 3 to finish that E before. And then, that would kind of put you out here, kind of April-ish, which might actually be just perfect because we'd be coming through, well, here in the States, right, we'd be coming through tax time, and maybe with that behind us, that frees up. Just thinking of possible timelines. Now, we had looked at the fib time here. We didn't, oh, come here. We didn't nail that quite here on the, let's get that off there. We didn't nail it on this low here, and the 618 we had already passed, so remains to be seen. Well, first question is, do we have a pivot? Because there's nothing says this couldn't roll over again, and we could come down and get the median line lower, right? We could easily do that, and well, if we're going to stay with that timeline, we could get it right here. Now, that would put it, February 14th. On the, well, we could come down here. I should do it that way. So if we did that, then this is still going to come down here. You'd still have the trend line of the triangle there to play with, where it actually is it's perfect. Now you're getting pivot. You'd still have a pivot at the median line. Then you'd have your time. Then you're looking for DE. Right? All of that still plays. We shall see whether or not that's how we're going to unfold here. But as it is right now, I've got a contender for my C, right? Nothing more at this moment in time. Now, we got to wait and see what happens. Now, as we go to look at smaller time frames, let's see. How do I want to do this? Well, let's go to account here, and then we'll look at something that would kind of simplify, because this is what's making this. Here, I'll show you 2 different counts here. What's making this difficult for Elliotticians is that. This would clearly here, where have I got it? Here, if I look at it this way, if I just brought this and put this in front of 10 Elliotticians, didn't tell them what it was, and just said, okay, count it out. Well, here's where, people struggle with Elliott Wave, because I can almost guarantee you that 10 Elliotticians are going to give you at least 4 or 5 different counts there. There might be some overlap. I'd be surprised if all 10 of them gave you, if there were exact matches amongst any of them. It's very hard to have real certainty about how the count's playing here until it's over, right? So something has to happen, right? We got to get out of here and we say, oh, okay, well, if that's my pivot low, if that's my pivot low, well, then I got a couple of swings here in terms of how I might count that. And it almost doesn't matter, right? I mean, if it's, where would it matter? If it's a 3, as we were just kind of looking at it, okay, well then that definitely influences what we're thinking about what's coming. Because if it's a 3, then we lean into the triangle. If we're counting this as a 5, which can be done, well, now we're thinking that the low is in, right? We've got a running flat, right? So the C, we're just going to go, but you'd have to count this as a 5. WXY, a 3, A, B, C into the B, and now we need a 5 to finish the C. So 3, 3, 5. Do we have that? Well, I wouldn't trade off of the idea that that's a completed 5 myself. I wouldn't. All right, it's just too unclear. So, for example, all right, so here are 2 perfectly valid counts, both kind of teed up to give one giving you the low in, the other saying, well, maybe not so fast. Oh, here, this is one count that we looked at here. This is from the all-time high. I mean, it flies, right? We can do an A. This gets a little wonky, but you've got this A, then this very clear 3 here, which makes you think. All right, there's that little section we said, oh, but if you broke remember if we broke the regression channel, if you broke up here, perhaps you'd have a takeoff. Well, it's a couple of videos ago, but I recall them. All right, so A. All right, I can work an A down into that. A, B, C into a B. Right, so I go A, B, C into a W, A, B, C into an X. Now this gets a little tricky in here, but we can go A, triangle B. Let's get it all together here. A, triangle B, C. Right, there's a Y. So I've gone W, X, Y, A, B, C into an X, leading diag into an A, 3's the B. Now, could I be done down here? Well, interestingly, so here over on Bitstamp, if I just use my median lines, well, we just tag the median line. That's not insignificant, right? So look, well, you've hit it twice now here, but it's interestingly that's to the pivot. So here was your 80%, right? Now you got a little threat right here that maybe something else was going to happen here, but the pivot holds. Remember, as long as that pivot holds, right, and we don't take it out, right? 80%. Best odds in trading. Least utilized geometry tool, a tool in any trading package, right? I've said that 1,000 times. Astonishingly, all right? But let's not tell everybody. I should, because then they'll start using it and they won't know. Right? So I would be willing to bet you that if you asked 100,000 traders, less than 1/2 of 1% would tell you that it just pinged a median line there. I'd be willing to bet you that. But I digress. Okay, so W, X, Y, X, Z. So we could finish this here as A, B, C. Now, we could be done. Right? All the ingredients are there. Oh, shit. Let's go. Well, you can see it. 1, 2, 3. That's a classic 4. We go sideways for the 4. A, B, C into the 4. Fuck, it's consolidation. Then we break it down, tag the median line. Now, what's come off of that? Is that enough? Well, again, as I kind of highlighted this before, you can see the prior little consolidation here. Well, we've come back to kind of grab some of that liquidity. Is that now are we headed back down, or is this a good low? Because I've got a count here that would finish it. But just to show you how this can be, it's just the reality of trading here. I mean, we can count this differently. I'll bring over a motive wave here. I could just do it as an ABC. All right, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Whatever I do here, whether it's A, B, C, I want to complete something here, right? I don't want to try and connect this to this because the time difference is too big. So A, 3 into the B. Now, can I be done down here? Oh, what am I on, a 4-hour? Let's go, let's try a 2-hour here. Can I be done? A, B, C, 1, 2, there's my impulsive 3, 4, oh, I'm going to have to open this up a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, could I be done? Well, that's one possibility here. Before we get into this here, well, I think the bigger problem here is that, here, we might as well do it here. Oh, let's go to a 30-minute because I don't think we can call this an impulse to get out of here. Oh shit, do I want to do this here? Here, I'm going to do this over on TradingView because I've got it a couple of places here, but I just kind of want to make the point. Oh, no, I'm thinking here, where's a better way to do this? Well, let's do this here because we'll deal with this. Okay, so I've got, so I did count, I have this counted. Oh shit, I want to pause the video here. I might do that here rather than make you guys sit through all of this. I'll see how long it takes. Oh, I know there's a fancy way to put that in a folder and turn it all on, but I don't actually know how to do it yet. Okay, all of my members do it for me all the time, but I'll be damned if I can fit it. I think I had to take this to a 5-minute to see, could we, I don't know, does anybody else have that happening here? I don't know why it keeps doing that. I mean, obviously, fuck, my premium account, every time I do that lately, when I change time frames, I get that message. And I digress again. Okay, let's see if we can count this, right? So the first question is, right, so this is, to some degree, it's a bit of a challenge, right? Can it be counted? Can you count it? Oh, let's see, if I bring this back down here and put it on a 5-minute, oh, there that is again. All right, and this would be a great test question. Right? Somebody count this. Oh, there's a 5-minute. How are we going to count this? If we're thinking our low is in, well, here, let's come back here where I have it all mapped out here. So here's that last low we just talked about, right? So here's the one which would potentially the C, and we looked at all of the ingredients here to get it down there to that degree. Could this be our hard low? So let's just put it down here, and let's see if we can, I'll go there in a minute. Let's see if we can count it from that low. So that low is this low right here. Okay, do we have enough to get started there? Oh shit, where are they? Over here. Okay, so there's our low. Well, so the first thing out of the chute, right? And again, this would be this would be a particularly good moment in time. Members, I would like to think you would do this, but YouTube subs, same thing. See, put it down, grab down to a 5 minutes, see if you can count it. Now, I say that, and I catch myself wanting to say my view here, trading Elliott Wave for many years, is that Elliott Wave is most effective on 60-minute and higher. I think most Elliotticians would concur with me on that. When you go down to the 5-minute, there are times to go down there when you're trying to qualify a count. Say, God damn, can I really actually get a count in that? But to be trading down here on the 5-minute, trying to nail every one of those little squiggles, I think is counterproductive to Elliott Wave. I think there would be better ways to approach the market if you want to be down on a 5-minute or below, or really anything. Shit, let's call 30-minute and below. I think the Elliott is going to be more annoying because you're going to have to change it all the time than if you're out on a 4-hour where it's not going to where you're going to have a count and it's going to take something dramatic to change it. But again, I digress. Okay, so let's come back to this. This is on a 5-minute here. So the reason I'm down here is because I wanted to see, okay, can we? Is there a chance that that's a good low here and that we're out of here? Because if this is the low, I need a big 3 to get up there. I'm trying to go from 32, 33 to 52. I've got a 20K swing I need here, and this little fart here is not enough, right? I need maybe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of an A, but that's not a great looking start. Okay, so but let's just look at it now. So first, right, the first is, as I will often suggest, can it be counted? Can you count it? Well, I'm not suggesting necessarily that my count is the count, but I mean, here's a count that, well, okay, I can account for every swing here. Now, it's a little bit unusual. I'm going to change that color here just because this is atypical. So really what you're trying to do, and I just started saying, okay, where are the 3s, where are the 5s? Right? It's a good habit to try and get into. Well, interestingly, right out of the chute, we get a nice little textbook leading diag. Right, 3 longer than 1, 5 longer than 3, just a perfect leading diagonal as we put this low in, and then the market, right, a diag is always the market kind of stretching, struggling to establish the new trend. Yeah, I'm getting higher highs and higher lows, but the swing structure is extreme, right? bulls, bears, bulls, who's winning, who's winning. Well, eventually bulls take it. So I've got this beautiful 1, 2. Then again, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a beautiful little impulse into the third. Looks like you have to go A, expand the B into the C for the 4, and then 1. Well, shit, this is a little bit of a squeeze here. 1, 2. You're gonna have to dig it out here on a 1 minute to try and get that to finish. That's a tough finish, and that's a bit of a Elliott shuffle to get it to finish. But I've got such a good 5 here, such a good 5 here. The sweet little 4 here. I'd allow for it. I mean, what else are you going to do with it? You'd have to go 1, 2 and dig a 3, 4. You might be on the 32nd trying to get that to swing, but likely it's going to be there. And at some point, you got to compromise, right? You're not going to take it down to the 10-second and get an impulse in there. Well, so coming off of that, so I could say I've got an impulse here that's finished. Okay, so if you're right here, you might have been thinking, oh, low's in, I got my 1, my 2, or maybe that's the 1 of the A, and off we go. But what has followed this, not particularly inspiring for new longs. Well, right off the bat, I mean, the question is, how would you count it here? I mean, I kind of wrestled with this quite a bit. At the end of the day, it's a big 3. It just looks like a big 3. So we can't force an impulse into that. So you can't go 1, 2. Well, you can't do it this way. Yes, I've got a nice impulse here. Yes, I've got a nice 3 here, but that doesn't work for me, right? And then all of this is broken. So, and by me, I mean I can't go 1, 2, 3. Just it's not there. It actually looks like it's just a massive series of 3s with impulses mixed in a little bit here and there. So here, there's a beautiful impulse right here in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that creates that A wave, 3 in the B, and then again, you've got that pump wick. There's really nothing you can do with it other than we got to call it something. So it looks to me like we go into a completed impulse here. It's either a 1 or an A, right? There's only so many things it can be. Well, that looks like we go 3 into a W, 3 into a W, 3 into a W, and then A, B, C. So we're going to go 1 or A, W. All right, so here's the first W. Then we're going to go A, B, C into a W, A, B, C into a W, and A, B, C into an X, right? So we go W, W, X, Y to get us the X, W, X. I mean, ideally the X wouldn't go that high, but I don't know. I can't spot a different way to trade it, or pardon me, a different way to label it. What I can see is if I really just kind of, well, here, this is probably just as well. From the low to the high here, just a beautiful regression channel. Takes that all the way up, and then here's that nice break. So really, if you're looking at this, okay, impulse, retrace, that's a 3. It's not an impulse. So what are we doing now? Oh, I probably have some purists give me some kickback on that. But, again, you show me how you're counting it. I'd be curious to see it. Oh, so what are my options here? Well, because, remember, I'm trying to get from 32, 33 to 52, 53. To get there, I got to have an A wave. I got to have a 1 or an A wave here. It's got to get started. It just doesn't look like we've got it. Now, so best case for bulls, right? And this is a bit of a stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me take those up. Oh, here, that'll work. Let's put them in white here. Possible. I mean, it's wacky. W, X, Y into the 2. Well, let's just see where we landed. If this were the 1 here per an Elliott count, well, you're not even to the 38. Of course, the algo is not going to use that. The algo is going to do that. Dominant to dominant. All right, so you're in the pocket here. We're not right on the tick at the 50 or the 618, but you're right in the pocket there. So, okay, looks like I got a support zone here. It's algo backed. Now I don't get, this is too far, I get a break here, so I don't have a great looking start, although it looks like I can get a start here. Oh shit, looks like I can get a 1, 2. Oh, it looks like you're gonna have to do 3, 4, 5 there. Let's bring that down. Looks like that's a true double top. looks like there's a little 5 in that. So when it looks like there's a 1, 2, 3, that looks like a 4, 5. So that's a little iffy. Oof. Oh, that as well. It's kind of iffy. We're on a 5-minute, right? So do we really need to subdivide that? I don't know that it matters. Oh fuck! Let's see what we've got there. I don't think you're gonna. Boy, that's a shitty finish right there. Well, you're gonna have to do. Can you do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it's a bit of a shit show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can finish your C here. I might have to do a WXY here. Well, when in doubt, has it broken? You know, again, right? I mean, if we go down to the 1 minute, we could probably work through that. Does it really matter over here? Well, if I'm looking over here, based on if I'm coming to it now, well, what do I got? Triple bottom. Oh, right. Remember, there are no triple bottoms. Triple bottom into the 50. First target is hit. Do we have a set of median lines here? This looks like this might be interesting. All right, so there's your. I'm using the outside here so as to not sharpen the angle. It gets too sharp here, so I want to use this. So I'm going to get you back here. All right, oh, come here. So there's your corner pocket, classic. Look at tap the 50. You know, when you see that, they can't break it. They're trying. You know there were sellers here, right? Oh, it's going to break. I'd like to think they knew the 50 was there, but they were maybe not, right? Or maybe here, pardon me, maybe it's right here. Maybe it's right in my face, right? You had this side. They're looking for that. So they may very well have been thinking, I mean, he's assuming they even know, right, to look for that algorithm, that you're going to get that break and you go down to the golden zone, you're going to get it here. Well, we don't get it. What do we get? We get a corner pocket that just got algo target, and it's 80%. I'd like to think anyone who watches me, whether member or sub, is not going to let those get away from you again. Listen, 80% is not 100%. God damn, I had just a beautiful. Is this it? Yeah. I'm going to digress for just a second because it was such a good example here. I want to show you this, and then I'll get done. Right here, you had a corner pocket with 80% odds of getting there, right? But this is always the case. When we come down from this corner and we start going up, what do we run into? Right? Same algo on this side. So remember, trading principle number 4, a failure to make the median line, right? So you got to be prepared for this, right? Because again, 80% is not 100%. The first thing it's got to clear is the algo, right? So what you're looking for is 1, 2, and then it starts to go. But here's a great example. If it doesn't make the median line, trading principle number 4 sets up a move equal to, or greater than the move that failed to get there. Interestingly, right? So from here to here to here, you had one that was hit right here. So this side got its 80% right there. So just the reality of trading is, there are no 100% certain setups. They don't exist. So stop looking for them. If 80% is not good enough for you, you're in the wrong business. Sorry about it. Right? 80%'s got to be, holy shit, I can get 80%? And I didn't know this? That's the reaction everyone who's seeing this for the first time should be having. I like to think most people, members, of course, know this. Let's get back to where I left off here. This is going to be a 4-hour video. Okay, so here's our 80% being tagged right now as we got it. All right, so of course, right, they had, perfect example, right? On the way up, they had to clear the algo, right? They had to clear it. Once they're clear, they got it. Beautiful. Okay, so where are we in this count? Can we even count it? God, I'm getting so sidetracked here. If that's a 2, well, that could be a 1. Could be, right? Why not? If that's a 2, 1, 2, could we be working on the 3? I don't see a reason why not. Let's go into higher degree here. Oh, some sort of corrective. We'll call that the 2. Well, then looks like we got a 1, 2 within the next degree. So that looks like 1, 2. Now, if we're going to get a 3, that's a reasonable shot. That would be the 1, 6, 1, 8. Let's take you up a degree. Let's take you to sub. Let's put you to, micros be good here. Let's change the color. We'll go to green here. So 1, 2, looking for 3 up here at the 1, 6, 1, 8. We'll be in that ballpark. So what are we trying to do here? We're trying to get an A wave. Remember, right? We need a. I mean, we're trying to go from, what are we down here? 32 to 52. Well, this is an unusual start if this count is going to hold. If we're going to stay with the idea that the pivot is in, and this is 1, 2, well, this better be a rockin' 3. 1, 2, right? Looking for that 3, 4, 5. Right, so this would be, this would be all up here. Oh, fuck me. Hang on. Here. Get that fucker up here. This up here. There's the 3. There's the 4. 5 going up here. We're looking for this 3, 4, 5. Right now we're just now in the mid 40s. Right, we got to get to the 50s. Right, so we're trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of an A wave. An A wave. So all we're trying to do is get an A wave along the way here, right? So can we get an A before we get the B, before we get the C, right? It's a long way to go. So just by process of elimination, if we're coming back here, I need a big 5 here. Already an odd start, right? And this is the bull camp, right? Now, I'm on a 5-minute chart, right? Is this enough here to where you could say, okay, I want to be getting long here? Well, yeah, right. If you're going to be right on top of this, I mean, you can trade down here on this level, right? The Elliott is elusive, but there's a count that could lead you into. Remember, Elliott is third. What's most important? Where's the geometry? Boom. Where's the algo? Boom. What did it do last? Well, we know what it just did last. What is the larger? Can we look to the higher time frame? Where are we here? We're coming out of the buy zone. We got a target at this degree up here at this one. Can we hit that? All we're trying to do is do this. Get to that. Can we do that? And if we did, where would we likely be? Right? If this is going to be, well, per the unusual Elliott, if it's going to be 1, 2, it's a little unusual, but the one thing I can say with certainty, it's not 1, 2, 3, right? We know that. Well, we've already overlapped here. There's nothing impulsive here, but there's a way that this could be our low. All right, I think I've kind of hammered that to death. Let's look at an alternate to that. Oh shit! Is this going to be helpful enough? Well, let's go ahead and do it. Just because I know some are going to have different counts here. So here's an alternate, right? I'm going to push over motive wave here. Same. That's a 30-minute. Same count, right? Now, how else could we do it? Well, here's that impulse that we just looked at that I don't think we need to argue over that. That's impulsive. But then the WXY could get us just like it could be a 1, 2. It may be just as well to put it into an AB, right? We can't say for sure. So AB, right? This WXY is more conducive to a B in my view. I could do it through an ABC. So I go ABCW, ABCX, ABCY into a B. Now, same thing, right? 1, 2. Do I have 1, 2? Can I get 3? Well, if I'm going to stay within the geometry, I got to get to the 2, 6, 1, 8. That's 41 and change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to get up to 42. Well, if I'm doing that, what have I just done? I've got an A, a B, and a C. Could that work? Well, if I've got an A, that would be ABC trying to get you here to 42. If I get ABC here, then I'm going to need a deeper B, right? Right. What I prefer is a zigzag, right? That's what, if you're on the triangle train, what we'd hope for here is a nice clean zigzag. Don't quite have that, right? So here, maybe I'm going to do some sort of a diag. I don't know, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag into an A could be, right? Because I've got no question about a 5 here. This, right? You have to call it corrective, right? Even though we got the new high here, you got to call it corrective. So ABC. Okay. Well, if I do ABC here at 42, that's not going to play too well for this, right? I mean, that's 47 just to get back to this consolidation. So you're kind of in a conundrum here as we look at this going, okay, if this, is it 1, 2 or AB? We don't know. All right, so let me try and get to, God damn it, there's 30 minutes. Okay, let me try and get to where I was hoping to go with all of this. Well, okay, everybody's hidden. Okay, do we even need it? Well, just right here, now I'm on a 5-minute. Do I need the Elliott wave to say, do I need it? Right. Okay, where am I? Where's the algo active? Right, do I need it? Do I have geometry here? Do I need the Elliott wave here? I think not. Can it be helpful? Absolutely. Right? I use it every day. All right, it's hard, as I said, I can't. It's hard for me to not see 5s and 3s. I was so ingrained into my brain, I can't not see them. But when I look at something like this and go, well, okay, count that. Well, really, I don't really care, right? So could I count it? Yeah, we could count it. But it's just it's consolidation, right? And then out of that consolidation comes the markdown, right? Same thing here. And again, I'm on a 5-minute. Consolidation, markdown, consolidation, markdown, right? Now, consolidation, now is this the change of character we're talking about? Consolidation at the low, now we've got mark up. All right, is this are we just doing a little consolidation, another mark up? But it's not following the type of structure that we'd look for to say, oh, okay, potentially we've got a trend change. It's not doing it, right? So at this point, the Elliott is keeping you a little bit in the paralysis of analysis camp. Like, oh, fuck, I don't know what it is. Now, there's nothing wrong with not taking a trade, particularly if Elliott wave is foundational to your approach to the market. If you can't read the count, what's causing you to say, well, fuck, man, I got to take a trade? That would be FOMO. Oh, I don't want to miss it if it's going to run. All right, more people have been hurt in the market from FOMO than anything else I can think of. Why? Because let's say we get the 3, 4, 5. Right? What is that going to set up? Right, retracement always comes. Always, right? So people, for a whole host of reasons, just partly how the market moves. Now, okay, shit happens, right? We can have something like that. But eventually, the temptation to take profit will be too overwhelming. So people will take profit. That'll bring it back down. Then the stops will get hit, and the same rhythm of the market just repeats over and over again. It's not good, bad. It's just how it is. So if we come back, let's see here. Let's go back to, let's go to a 2 hour, see how that looks. All right, we'll just focus on coming down. Get all this out of here. Okay. So if you look at that, this is very typical of how the market moves. It's swing, consolidate, swing, or in this case, mark down, consolidate, right? It's kind of the old market, well, not old. I mean, the market maker model, right? It's a 3-day progression. They mark it up, consolidate, mark it up, consolidate, mark it up, right? So it's very, very common. If you've studied FX, it's very typical. You see the same things happening here in crypto. It's all asset classes for the most part. Now, we don't have market makers in crypto, but we have exchanges are essentially acting as the liquidity providers. So the same phenomenon takes place here. But if you look here at this, it's not... And of course, it's always easy in hindsight, right? It's always easy after the fact and say, okay, well, what do I see here, right? Swing, retrace, swing, retrace. But while on the way down, it's lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, or consolidation, lower, low, consolidation, lower, low, lower, high, right? It's just the change of character has not happened. We've had a few places where it was threatened. I mean, just right here, you say, hey, it looks like a 5. There's a 2. Hey, well, off we go, right? Doesn't happen, right? We can't get out of this consolidation. Do I need the Elliott wave here? Well, let's see if we can just kind of simplify some of this. Something as simple as, let's just put the 233 on. I won't even add the Vegas wave yet. Just a great guideline. You know, is this, I know it's annoyingly simple, right? Really, because you come here and you go, fuck, man, Really? That's all I have to do is put the 200 or the 233 on and, sell it below and buy it above? Well, it's not quite that simple. Of course, right? It's not. But, think about that for a second if you did that. Well, here, we could even use the Vegas way where we have the flip, right? Right. So you're looking for those times where the 233 is on top of the Vegas wave. Well, so here's where we flip. Now, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Now we flip here. Right. So since this flip here, have we had another flip? Well, through all of this, there's the flip here. Here's the last flip. Up we go. Next flip. Now, so here, let's do it this way. Here is the last time the Vegas wave flipped. Right here. And that's at 62K. So now on the way down, right now here, you're like, hey, we broke the Vegas wave. Is that time to buy? Did we flip? No. Threatened, but no. Has this been pretty decent resistance all the way down? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Oh, darn it. That's an appointment I'm not going to make. Okay, that's all right. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. Oh. I guess I'll find out if that works. Just tried to pause it. I think my point here is just essentially we get so caught up in the Elliott wave, right? It's very, I understand this. Of course, we teach it, we use it all the time, right? And there's a lot of how we communicate back and forth in terms of how we're reading the market. But there are times like this, I'm just trying to demonstrate here, that don't let the search for the perfect count keep you out of an obvious trend. Now, here, is it obvious that we're going into a downtrend? Again, I understand, right? So I'm acutely aware of how easy this is in hindsight. But what I'm trying to do is show you things that are just absolutely in your face, like it's like binary. Are we above or below, right? So you don't have to say, well, hey man, you told me that I should. Where's the 233 relative to the Vegas wave? Did we cross? Okay, so since that time, do you want to be looking for longs? Well, of course, after the fact, right? It's a rhetorical question, right? So when we're going up here, right? Do we want to be looking for shorts? Well, if you're a scalper, okay, maybe you got something there, maybe you got something there, right? But there's a trade, right? Where you had the flip, right? You've got the flip right here. It flips as it breaks. There it is. Now we're back to test. Oh, nope, back to test. Nope. There's the flip right here, right there. Now we go. Now, do you want to be short? It's funny. I had a guy comment, I don't know, last week or a couple of weeks ago. And clearly he's not an Elliott Wave fan, but his comment was something along the lines of, Jesus, enough with the ABC and the 1, 2, 3. Screw the Elliott Wave. Just throw some median lines on, or just throw some moving averages on there and get on with it. And I chuckled a little bit when I saw that, but there are many ways to skin a cat, right? I mean, if you allow for an overplayed analogy here, but the Elliott can often, it can be problematic if you're letting it. If you don't know how to, it's like a fine car, right? You've got to know how to drive it to get the most out of it. Otherwise, you're going to crash it into a brick wall at 90 miles an hour. You've got to know how to drive it. And that's kind of a loose analogy here, but I'm trying to give you some ideas here about trying to simplify, because this motherfucker is that's a brutal count, right? 10 Elliotticians, 10 counts. What can we see here? How can we simplify this? Where's the Vegas wave? Can I put a set of regression channel? Can I draw a regression channel around this so I know I'm going to hold 98.9% of the price action? Sure, we get outside of it here. There's going to be extremes. We're right back in. Can I keep it simple? Well, what else here can we look at here, just in terms of maybe bringing in some indicators, which we don't talk about often here, because as I will often remind you guys, you go there absolutely last. You do all your work here. My suggestion would do all your work here, up on the chart, draw out your consolidation, the Vegas wave. If you don't like the Vegas wave, you don't have to use the Vegas wave. It's just one that, I've found to be very effective, right? Again, I didn't discover this. It was taught to me. Simplify if you can. Right? Don't worry so much about the count here, right? The broader count. Yeah, this is useful. Was that an impulse? Yeah. Are we doing some sort of consolidating corrective price action here? Yeah. Do we know what it is? No. I mean, I see lots of counts that go, here's another count that I see I suppose it's valid. Oh shit. It goes A, B, C, which I don't like because I don't think that's a clean 5, into a W, right? So they get to a W here, A, B, C into an X, right? Now they're trying to get to an A, B, C to finish down here, right, for the flat. Different way to get there, but probably just as valid. Although, Elliotticians are going to differ. I don't think you can finish that as a 5. Right? Well, you can't without a whole lot of Elliott shuffle going on. So thus, because of that, because I can finish it more cleanly as a WXY, I label it a 3, which influences my thinking because I can't go A, B, C. I can't do that if I'm calling this a 3, right? So it matters out in the larger structure here. But when we're down here doing this, when you're looking at that daily going, well, shit, man, what do I do? Do I buy now? When do I buy it? How do I trade this? Right? I know that's a lot of people. They come to us saying, well, how do I trade this? I don't want to wait till the middle of April before I can buy it. Well, okay. Well, you could. So then you got to ask yourself, okay, what are the criteria that are required for you to take on a long position? It can't just be, we had a little swing, we got to retrace. I mean, you can't look at this and just assume, swing, retrace, we're doing that. I mean, we might do that, but just looking at that right there, does that look like a place you'd want to go long? I mean, how would you, we were talking about this in the live streams earlier in the week. How would you explain that to someone that you were teaching technical analysis to? How would you confirm that I recognize here that I've got a higher high and I've got a higher low? How would you make that? So let's assume someone is like, okay, so that's what I need. Okay, so how would that be different than right here? How would that be different? Or right here? Or right here? There's lots of places in here say, well, hey, I got a higher, 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 low. Okay, but is that enough, right? To change character, I need a higher high, higher low, and then another higher high, and another higher low, and then another higher high. Now, what have I got? I got a 5, right? This being all just, right, in my view, just a big 3. I get a 5. Well, now, hey, all of a sudden things are starting to turn around potentially. Is that enough? Right? Would it be enough? Well, what would you be looking for here? Well, you're looking for a 3. I got the 3. Now, if I get another 5 here, right? Is that enough? Well, certainly the trend change would be evident from a few different methods. Would you know for sure? Right? 1, 2. How would you know it's not 1, 2, 3? As opposed to A, B, C? Well, to some degree, it wouldn't matter because if you took the 5 and then the retrace and you got it here, you're buying it at 38 and you're taking it up to 52. Right? Pretty good trade, right? And all you've done is just come right back into all the structure here. And all right, you know where I'm going next. What I have a set of median lines here. Right, could take me into that. Well, if I got that, let's just think about that for a second. If I got that, how do I know where I am? Okay, remember we're looking for the D wave between the 50 and the 618, right? That's where we're looking for it right here. So if we're back here, how do I know that that's not A, B, C? B, C. How do I know what it is? Oh fuck me, come here. How do I know that that's not just another correction? Well, you don't, actually. All right, you don't, because this is so elusive here. This could be counted as a 5. If it's counted as a 5, then you might be thinking, oh, 1, 2, 3, I've got my low. My low is in, and it's going to be a running flat. Oh, well, then that means you got to count this as a 5, which can be done. Can be done, right? It's not pretty, but it can be done. So I got to get this into a 5. I mean, it's ugly, right? So you don't know. And there's so many places, whether it's Elliott Wave or retracement or what, we don't know. We're just looking for patterns that repeat. And that we have a history of repeating millions and millions of times. Not because they're magic, but because people do the same thing over and over and over in the market. We talked about that quite a bit lately. Oh, shit, I'm at 46 minutes. All right, guys, I think maybe I'm belaboring the point here, but I'm just trying to keep things as simple as possible in terms of how to approach what we're doing here. And the larger structure where we know this is our target, if we're going to hold the triangle, this is about the range that we're looking for. So I can just kind of pull it over here and say, all right, well, that kind of, look at all of that consolidation over here. That would kind of make sense. It looks like it's about halfway between, right? Look here, right here. Well, here's halfway from swing high to swing low. Could we do a halfway back? You see why I've got my alert right there? Because I want to know, if we get here, what shape does it take? Could this be the start of it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the A wave. Right? Could be the 1 wave. Right? We do a 2, then 3, then could be we're going to the 618. Could be we're going to the 88 or the 786 or high. We don't know. I just know that that's the most common location. So what I'm looking for is a 3 to get me there. Okay, so back to my analogy here. God damn, this was going to be a short one. Now I'm here at 47 minutes. Do we have the ingredients here to get that off to a good start? Right. Well, as we just looked at, I would suggest not. Do I want to be looking long? Well, here I'm on the 2 hour. How if I go to the hourly? Is it any better? Is it any better? Well, I poked through the 233. Have I got a flip? Here's the last time it flipped right here. I got that little move out of it. But from here, where it initially flipped, right? 233 is on top. We don't flip until right here. I got a very short window, and then we're back down underneath. Right now, it's going to change time frame to time. Right, you go lower time frames, you're going to see it. You're going to see here's an internal flip. Right, you're going to see them a little bit more. So if you're going to do your analysis and it hasn't flipped on the 2 hour, and then you go to the 15, go, oh hey, it flipped. Stick to one time frame if that's the trading time frame you're going to use, because we can all kind of do that and say, oh well, look, the RSI is not overbought, and if I take it to the 5 minute, oh well, it's severely overbought. Right? You can always kind of tweak things to your bias. You can see what you want to see. But that said, this does not look like a good start on a trend change. Let's go back to the hourly, which is always kind of a good baseline here. You could draw the same regression channel from the last swing high, right? Well, here, let's just use everything. Until we get out of this, there's no reason to be looking to be a buyer just yet. Now, if we had had a better start here, 1, 2, yeah, okay, maybe. But we didn't get a good 1, right? All we got was a 3. So it's not quite ripe there to be looking for a long. As much as I'm dying to say, oh, balls in, let's go, ramp it, rock it, let's rip it. We don't have the ingredients yet, so I'm dying to buy it. It's not there, not yet. No, I say that, right? We do this over the weekend. No problem. We could easily do that. Now, would that surprise me? Yeah, it would really surprise me, because I don't think that's a 1-2. But that said, we looked at a kind of a bastardized way to get there. If we span the B as an X, or we looked at how we might do it, right? Some sort of W, X, Y, and 1, 2. Okay, maybe there's a way to get it there, but we don't have the key ingredient, which is the big move. We don't have that yet. All right, so again, back to how would you describe why you went long there? What were you looking at? I kind of had a hunch, man. I kind of thought it was going to go there here. Well, oh, I saw higher high, higher low here. Oh, what's real? Well, technically, it's a double bottom here, so it really wasn't a lower low. So, I mean, you could talk yourself into it. But I would propose to you guys here that until we see something like this break, where you're going to have to break this algo, here, at least at this degree. I mean, that one, and then you got, well, here, this is the last swing high. So this has got to break right here. What do we got? Let's call it 41. You got to get through 41, and then look at all the structure here it's going to have to get through. We got to get through that. Then maybe down here on the 60, you see the Vegas wave get above the 233. That's going to take actually it might take more than that to get it there, to get that to flip. And then you could say, well, I waited patiently until I saw the ingredients for a trend change. Okay, maybe, right? But would you want to put money at risk on this freaking god-awful pattern here for a 1-2? I mean, okay, yeah, we can count it. Maybe it's a 1-2, maybe. But I'm just not going long yet until I get something that I can recognize and go, boom, I know exactly what I'm looking at. I know exactly why I'm taking that long. I know exactly what the risk reward is. And I understand where we are in the larger structure. I think I know where I am. But nothing says that that's the low, right? As we were drawing it up earlier. Could easily roll over, and we're going to come back down, test again, bang the median line, get that trend line, then we start all over again. Easily be what we're looking at here. This could just be another 3 before we go down. So I'm probably drawn long enough. When the market's stuck for 6 months, right? I'm scratching at ideas here, but I thought I would at least kind of see if we could simplify things for you guys to just dig in a little bit and just I'll leave you with this idea. Okay, for anyone who's jonesing to get long in Bitcoin, right? She's like, oh man, it's down to 32. I gotta buy it. I want you to think about how you would describe the long to, I don't know, your significant other or whomever it is whose opinion you value, right? I want you to think about how you would explain to them why you went long. Why? Oh, no, I mean, first, I shouldn't assume people are looking to get long here. For all I know, people are just sitting here waiting, saying, "Hey, I got a swing, I got a lower high. I'm just waiting to get short." But I think most of us, broadly speaking, are looking for the next opportunity to be long, and it's just not there. So if you're just buying it because, well, it's low. All right. Well, you got to be. If you're doing that, you got to be prepared to keep buying. Right? I mean, here's the algo target here at 24. If it starts going down, are you going to be averaging down? Right? You're going to dollar cost average all the way down? Maybe, right? If you're not trading with margin, it might be part of your plan. But I want you to have a reason that you could explain to someone who maybe is not as fluent with technical analysis as you are, whatever your level is, as to why you bought that. I mean, as far as I can tell, the only reason you could convince yourself to be a buyer here is I've got a swing and I've got a retracement. And we know that that's all the market ever does, right? That's it, right? That's it. Various degrees of that. That's all it ever does. So I was assuming that we had a swing, retrace, and all right, now, got targets. What's your target? The last consolidation zone or more, right? And if more, why? Oh, well, I was looking for the fib relationship between the length of the 1 projected from the 2, and I thought we'd get 1618. It's very common, right? Very common level. And look how that lines up with the consolidation. Oh, that's why I took it. But I was watching to see if the 233 flipped underneath and the Vegas wave got above, and I had my median lines here so I could lay out my risk reward. I could lay it all out just perfectly here, so I know if it takes that pivot out here, I'm out. So my risk reward here is what would you have there? 5, 6, 7 to 1, going up for that and that still could just be corrective, right? Could be just another ABC, and we head down again. Come to think of it, it looks like I can put that whole thing together right here. Look, I get that right on there. So we could do just exactly as I'm describing here. Get the 1618 relative length of the proposed 1-2. We get that, and we're going to run right into the algo right at that structure, like boom. Now, I'd like to think you'd be at the very least taking partial profit there, perhaps tighten up a stop on the anticipation that if it is going to be something impulsive, that the 4 is going to come before we take another swing at getting through that. Now we got to get up to the big one. Right now we're at 50. Now we're far enough to where you say, hey, maybe I may have the D coming in before I head down for the E. All right, guys. Oh my God, that was not supposed to be that long, but there it is. Oh, that's probably from just an improvisational approach to it today. All right, maybe not my best. You guys tell me, right? If you hate it, I'm sure I'll hear about it. Hopefully, give you a few things to think about. That's all I got for today. I got to go. I'm late for an appointment, and yeah, that's it. Right? You guys know the drill. You can join us for free. Just go to TradeDevils.com. That's how most people start. They join us for free. Come in. If you want that'll get you started on the white belt. Or we go through actually a lot of the basics of what I was just describing here. Right, we don't get into really any Elliott Wave of any significance into blue, where we get into the median lines and the algos and all the juicy stuff. Okay, guys, with that, I wish you a great weekend. It'll be interesting to see how we're looking next week. I'll be back on Monday. We're doing these live streams Monday, Tuesday. My partner, Monte Crypto, will be back on Wednesday. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.